Hello there. Papers get rejected for several reasons, but a major reason is because of methodological flaws. And as my expertise mainly is in experimental research, I would like to discuss some of the mistakes that are often made in setting up consumer behavior or advertising experiments. First, the stimuli that are used in the experiments are often confounded. And researchers like to work with existing real-life advertisements, and this in itself is a good practice because it increases external validity, but using such stimuli may make it difficult to find good counterparts for your other conditions, and thus actually decrease internal validity. As a rule, stimuli for your different conditions should differ in only one respect, namely in your independent variable. But if you use real-life advertisements or good-looking but complex advertisements, then researchers often have stimuli that differ in many more respects. And when they find the difference, then it is unfortunately not possible to tell what exactly is causing the difference. And so an advice here is to strike a good balance between realism and control. So try to work with relevant but simple stimuli that are really clean and differ only in the single aspect that you are after, that you want to investigate. Alternatively, you can work with a lot of stimuli to avoid this problem, because if you have really many different advertisements, for example, then the impact of a specific brand, a specific endorser, the difference in colors, the music that is used, etc., will get cancelled out. For example, to get an idea of whether emotional advertising works better than non-emotional advertising for hedonic non-hedonic products, we investigated in one study more than 1,000 existing TV ads. So in order to cancel out all these different effects, and in another study, we used clean manipulated ads. Okay, so for the stimuli, I would also like to talk about another flaw, and this is about not paying sufficient attention to the cover story or the order of your measures in your experiment. In general, you have to try to avoid that respondents can figure out what you're after, because that can induce demand effects, and respondents will just answer in a different way then, and he will try to confirm your hypotheses or whatever. So if you, for example, ask your manipulation checks or your mediators before your dependent variables, respondents may get a good idea of your research goals. So to avoid such demand effects, make sure to measure your dependent variables immediately after exposure to the stimuli, and only afterwards measure your mediators and manipulation checks. Also, make sure to not reveal anything of your research questions or hypotheses in your introduction or your cover story. And then a third flaw concerns the measures that are used. Researchers often use validated scales, which is in itself a good practice, but often they do not really tap into the construct they aim to investigate. And this is, of course, problematic, because then you measure something you actually did not want to measure, and you cannot confirm or disconfirm your hypothesis by that. And so pay very close attention to the construct validity of your measures.